Well, it's been a minute since I put out a video and I'm so excited to be back. I'm Brandon Boyd with The Brandon Boyd Show. Where have you been, Brandon? What's going on? Why haven't you uploaded any videos? Well, I've been a little bit busy, a lot of it doing with travel. I've traveled to Europe, Iceland, England, spent some time in Hawaii, and I've also introduced a new one to our household. That's right, we have a baby puppy. It's a toy poodle. His name is Copper, and between potty training him and teaching him the ways of the doggy world, it has taken up a lot of time. My apologies in advance, but hey, life happens, and what's really interesting on this channel is I spend a lot of time telling you how to collect these points and miles to be able to travel for free. So when I do that, it does take away time from being able to edit videos, put videos out, but hey, there are worse travesties in the world. I'm not gonna be upset about it whatsoever. And I actually had a follower reach out to me. They actually called me and were like, hey, is everything okay? And I was like, okay, this is really cool that somebody thought enough of the channel to actually reach out and do that, because when you get an autopilot sometimes and you're living your life, you're traveling, you're doing these things, you forget how important the content that you put out really is. So I'm excited to be back putting out these videos. The Weekly Pointers news update, hopefully, if I can keep on track, these will come out every Sunday, and my goal is to catch you up on everything you may have missed regarding credit cards, points and miles, travel, money, finance, and everything in between. It's super simple to follow along. There are topics on the screen, there's a timer down below, and there are timestamps down in the description below. How much easier could it be? If you do find this video helpful or mildly entertaining, don't forget to be awesome, give me a big thumbs up on the video, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notifications for alerts, and keep in mind if you're interested in any of the cards mentioned in today's video, or any card for that matter, make sure you use my referral link down in the description below. When you do that, it does greatly support the channel. Can't thank you all enough for doing that so far. We've got a lot of topics to cover. We've got elevated offers for IHG cards, Marriott cards, the top places for romantic getaways just in time for Valentine's Day as well. And then I've got a story today as it relates to people traveling, some in first class and some not in first class. And is that okay to do that when you're traveling with one family? That and a lot more, including a free food deal towards the end of the episode. So make sure you stick around. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. First things first, let's just dig right in. We've got elevated card offers on a couple of different Marriott cards. First, the Marriott Bonvoy Bold credit card. You can earn 60,000 bonus points plus one free night award after you spend only $2,000 in purchases in the first 3 months. I do like that quite a bit. And then also we have the Marriott Bonvoy Boundless card. You can get a $150 statement credit after making your first purchase in the first 12 months from the account opening, so that's super easy to do. And along with that, you'll earn 100,000 bonus points after you spend $3,000 on purchases within the first 3 months. That is a super easy bonus to hit on both of these cards. Now, am I the biggest fan of Marriott? Do I think you get a ton of value out of Marriott points? Not really, but if you're a Marriott loyalist and you're looking to rack up some more points, make sure you take advantage of these cards. And if you have either one right now, should people look at these offers? I think they're a lot better than what they were just a couple of weeks ago. In fact, the Bonvoy Bold card is double the point value of what was being offered just a couple of weeks ago. So again, if you're looking at this and you're thinking, hey, I'd like to stack up some Marriott points and get those and keep them for a rainy day, what better way to do it than with a great sign-up offer? Now let's move on to IHG credit cards. The IHG One Rewards Traveler credit card, you can get 100,000 bonus points on their welcome offer. And so when it comes to IHG, I do like IHG properties quite a bit, and I hit a welcome bonus on an IHG card last year, so I'm a big proponent of theirs. I do like IHG properties. Now, when I mentioned Marriott cards and said you didn't really get the value out of that, I'm curious, based on the audience feedback, which loyalty program do you value more? Do you like IHG? Do you like Marriott? Are they even the same? And in fact, what is your favorite hotel loyalty program? Now, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you know mine is Hyatt. Still think it's the best loyalty program in the hotel industry, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. All right, now I think it would be foolish of me to not address kind of the elephant in the room here, and that is, since I put out my last video, Trump has been elected and he's enacted a lot of different policies, to say the least. It is like a whirlwind trying to keep up with everything that's going on. We've got tariffs, we've got possible trade wars with Mexico and Canada. There's just a lot going on. So instead of going into everything here, I just wanted to provide a general guideline for all of you that are trying to keep up with the news cycle and figuring out what to do with your money. here's what I would suggest, because this is what I'm doing. If you don't want to follow my advice, you certainly don't have to, but I'm just telling you, the news is going to come fast and furious. There's going to be overreactions on both sides. At no point should you make any decisions with your money based on what's going on in a particular news cycle. The news cycle dies within 24 to 48 hours and they're on to the next story. I liken this approach to not looking at your 401k or your retirement accounts every single day, because if you do, it's going to drive you absolutely crazy. Just play the long game. Sit back, wait, see how things impact you, and then make moves after that. You can do that at the voting booth in a couple of years, 4 years down the road, you can certainly do that. But for right now, just chill out, relax, see how everything's gonna play out, and don't get into the overreactions. I will put out a video probably in the near future looking at what all of this means and trying to keep up with all the changes, because it can be confusing and it can scare a lot of people, because there are a lot of things that frankly a lot of people aren't experts in. I'm not a trade expert by any means, but I know money. I look at where money goes and try to predict what's going to happen to help benefit me, and maybe I can share that advice for you as well. I just wanted to put this out there as a quick blurb for you to not get into the overreaction game. Wait it out, see what happens, and keep a level head. With Valentine's Day coming up, you may want to be planning a good getaway with you and your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is. You want to get away to a place that's really romantic. Well, a new study has been released showing the most romantic properties, or not most romantic properties, most romantic locations in the United States. Let's go ahead and dig in so maybe you can start planning for Valentine's Day. So number one is Sedona, Arizona. And you know, I gotta say, I love Sedona. I love Arizona in general, but Sedona is absolutely beautiful. I totally understand why it would be ranked number one. The scenery is amazing. It's very remote and there's a lot of cool things you could do. We did a hot air balloon ride. We did some hiking. There's great places to eat, go out, have a good time. I absolutely love it. Next is Santa Fe, New Mexico. I've never been there personally, but I'm sure it's amazing. The only thing I know about New Mexico really is Breaking Bad, which is my favorite TV show, but I'm sure there's some other romantic things there as well. San Antonio, Texas. I'm assuming a Spurs game is not at the top of the list for most romantic things to do, but apparently it's a very romantic city. Followed by Santa Barbara, California. Haven't been there either. Sonoma, California, I'll actually be at in a couple of weeks, so I'm really excited about that, along with Monterey, California next on the list. I love Monterey, absolutely beautiful, and the scenery and the driving is amazing. South Lake Tahoe, California. California seems to be a theme here. And this one, I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce. It's Snoqualmie, Washington. It looks really beautiful. Looks like you're out in the forest, and I'm sure there's all kinds of beautiful scenery around that area. Las Vegas, Nevada, you know, I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure when I think of Las Vegas, I think of romantic. I think of horny.
What did you say?
I don't know if I should have said that on camera, but I just did. I think there's a difference between that and romantic. I'm not exactly sure how Las Vegas got on this list. I love Vegas, by the way. I'm not dogging it by any means, but it's an interesting way to say romantic by going to Vegas. Maybe it's just me. And then rounding out the top 10, Asheville, North Carolina. Now, of course, that area got hit really, really hard by the hurricane that came through. But I can tell you, I love Asheville, North Carolina. I was surprised it wasn't higher up in the list. It's a great place to get away. It is very unique up in the mountains, but it's got this very liberal city that has a lot of great places to eat, a lot of great breweries. But it's interesting to have such a liberal city placed in the middle of such a conservative area of North Carolina, but it works. Trust me, if you ever get a chance to go to Asheville, North Carolina, do it. The people are very friendly. The businesses are great. I love it. Let me know what your most romantic place in the US is, and please don't make it something like Burger King or Waffle House or something like that. Share it with everybody else because we want to know. Valentine's Day is coming up. Make those plans and let me know if you plan on taking a trip to any place on this list. You know, in the Weekly Pointers News Update, I always like to share a story as it relates to credit cards and points and miles and travel and how those come together with personal relationships and how that can impact the way that people interact with each other. Well, today I've got a story from someone that posted online who took a trip, but they split their family up between first class and let's just say not first class. How did that go? Let's read their story. All right, so I'm gonna read this from the perspective of the husband. I, my wife, and my 3 kids are currently on vacation. Basically, I'm part of the loyalty club with the airline we were traveling with, and that means there are lots of cool perks like lounge, points, food, etc. I also rack up a lot of points, which is always a nice side. Given I don't want to dish out 10 grand on a flight ticket, we are all traveling economy. However, about 20 to 25 minutes before boarding began, they called my tier of the loyalty club. Turns out they have a couple of vacant first class seats that they can, quote, upgrade loyalty to. It would cost $500. This is a pretty good deal given it is a long overnight flight. Luckily, I could also use some points, so I only paid $150 for what is a massively better flight experience. They issued the ticket and everything. When I told my wife, she was very unhappy. She controlled it for the sake of being in an airport, but I could tell she was very mad. She said it was very bad that I didn't ask her first, and it'd be too hard to manage 3 kids under 10 and one who's an infant by herself in economy. I went back to the desk to see if they could change the flight back to economy, and they said it is not possible. We've landed now, and my wife refuses to talk to me and says we need to, quote, have a serious discussion. Whoa. Okay, so we went from the top romantic places in the US to a guy that must have just gotten married or something. I'm not 100% sure, but this is a terrible idea. The guy got upgraded to a first class ticket and left his wife to help take care of 3 kids in economy without ever mentioning a word about it. Just totally went on an overnight flight to do that and left her with an infant, for Pete's sake. Oh boy, I'm not 100% sure what is going through the head of this person. Maybe I missed something, but this does have me thinking. Let's think outside of the bounds of this particular incident, because I think this is absolutely ridiculous. The guy made a huge mistake, so I'm with the wife on this one. But have you ever taken a trip in first class and left other family members in economy? Do you think that's right to do? Are there scenarios where you think it's okay to do that? I want to hear your experience, because this guy, I think, again, is a total idiot, but maybe I'm missing something. If I'm wrong, let me know. But let me know your personal experience with this down in the comments below. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. You know, on the Weekly Pointers News Update, I always like to end the show with a really good food deal. This one is no exception. I've got a couple things here that you want to pay attention to with the Super Bowl just around the corner. First, National Pork Rind Day is on February the 4th, so if you go to the grocery store, make sure you keep an eye out for some really good pork rind deals on February 4th, and that should be just in time for the Super Bowl, so keep an eye out for that. And Chipotle Mexican Grill has announced that it is giving away up to 50,000 free entrees to fans watching the game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. And officials from the chain said that they will drop a text-to-claim code on X or its Instagram story whenever, quote, something extra, unquote, happens during the game. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, okay, well, what is the something extra? What does that mean? I know I need to follow their social media accounts on X and Instagram, but what do I need to look out for? Well, let's dig in. So according to Chipotle, a quote, extra event includes either the team on offense converts on a 4th down play, the team on offense successfully kicks an extra point, the team on offense scores a 2-point conversion, or any other event that takes place during the game that Chipotle determines as an extra event. The first fans to text the designated code to 888-222 will receive a code to redeem their free entree. So long story short, follow them on social media while you're watching the Super Bowl. I know a lot of you are going to be scrolling on your phone anyway while the game's going on, or if you're at a Super Bowl party, so this isn't really a big ask to do. I would take advantage of it. I love Chipotle. Go there probably once, sometimes twice a day. I love it. This is an interesting way for people to get involved and get free food. Take advantage while you can. Well, this has been a very fun episode. It's good to get back in the saddle again. I think last time I talked to all of you, I made a post on my YouTube page where I said where I was. I was in the Blue Lagoon in Iceland. It was absolutely amazing. And long story short, I just ran into a lot of travel, a lot of stuff with work, and then trying to raise a puppy at the same time makes it a little difficult sometimes, I'll be honest with you. But I am surviving, making it through. I really appreciate you all sticking with the channel. Gotten a lot of great support, people asking where are things at, and I just didn't have anything to give you, so I don't want to mislead you that, hey, I'm getting ready to put out a video next week when it wasn't going to happen, and I knew it wasn't going to happen. But now things are back on track. I'm looking forward to putting these out more consistently, maybe posting once or twice a week. So let me know which stories you found most helpful today. I can't wait to hear your feedback on the first class story. Again, I think that husband is a lunatic. I don't know what he was thinking, but maybe it's just me. Keep in mind, if you're interested in any cards mentioned in today's video, or any card for that matter, make sure you apply using my referral link in the description below. And when you do that, it does greatly help support the channel. Can't thank you all enough for doing that so far. If you found this video helpful or mildly entertaining, don't forget to be awesome. Give me a big thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications for alerts, and when you click on the Brandon Boyd Show, click, you are going to get the latest information on credit cards, points and miles, travel, money, finance, free Chipotle, and everything in between. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. We'll see you soon.